E2's Farmall 51 here. Alright, Monday morning, July whatever. I'll put the date on there. Try to keep a time stamp here, but anyway, just walking through, heading here to the truck. But I didn't film them last night because it's probably a good thing I didn't film, but having to put the carburetor on the 140. All right, had to cut the radio off, but all right, we got to put a carburetor on the 67 140. I had kind of just to give a kind of a backstory here. That carburetor right there that you see, that is a brand new old stock Carter carburetor. And a lot of if any of y'all have messed with carburetors on these tractors, Carter was kind of the bottom of the barrel carburetor. They were a cheap, some people say they're cheap. I've never really dealt with them, but the one that I've got, it did fine. The only problem is it was given to me by my father-in-law when he had in a box, and had it on the shelf. Figured I'd keep it in case one of these tractors needed a carburetor. And this 67 140 here, when we got it, I took the zenith off of it and put it on the shelf and put the Carter on there. Carter over there. Put the Carter on it and ran it for a whole year. And you brand new out of the box, you'd have to adjust the load and all that, and sometimes, but it would run out of fuel, like starve for fuel. Like you'd start at the end of the plowing or something like that, and it would run itself out of fuel. And I couldn't figure out, I was like, what in the world is going on? Why is it running out of fuel? The carburetor on there, I said, well, maybe it's just, needs adjustment. I had it adjusted almost all the way out, and come to find out, father-in-law tells me later, he goes, oh yeah, by the way, that is for a Farmall A, B, and C, or C113 sized engine, not a 123, like what is in the 140. So that would explain why we were starving for fuel at the end of the field, or like we went to the JT West plow day, it would get about halfway and just starving for fuel, you'd have to stop and let it catch up. And I thought, what in the world? But anyway, that's what we figured out the problem was. And I didn't pay no attention to the number on the carburetor. I just went with it and figured it was a, carburetor meant for it. And I thought about drilling it out, and I need to find out the dimensions on it. I still may drill it out, but anyway, I may do that later on if I can figure out what size drill bit I need to drill it out, because I may put that one back on here, I don't know, later on. But so went through the carburetors that I had, and I got this carburetor from a friend of mine, and it's got a hole in the float, and it was causing me a lot of problems. And I think it's an older Zenith, so I'm gonna have to rebuild that. I'm gonna still rebuild that one. And I looked around, and I found another one. But this right here is a Zenith carburetor, but it's for a Cub. Everything's reversed, and it has the little piece on here. And I thought about just switching the top out, because what happened to the original carburetor that was on this tractor when I got it, I took it off because I figured it was gummed up. And like I say, I put that Carter on here to just run it, and I figured I'd rebuild the Zenith at a later date. Well, I figured out what was the reasoning it would not start. If you can see there, a little ear is broke off, and before there used to be like some JB weld on there, so you could tell somebody either broke it and they tried to fix it back at some time. And as well, if you know anything about JB Weld, it doesn't work too good in gas. I guess over time it doesn't anyway, I guess. But anyway, so this whole top here is junk. I mean, you could try to fix that, but your alignment would be off, and it just wouldn't be worth the time having to fix that. So I have a nice bottom half. I just got to find the top half. So a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, we'll call him Mr. Smith. He had a used carburetor sitting around, and it was a Zenith. And so I changed out the float on the end because it was a little loose. The shaft was a little loose here. On there, it's a little loose. So I just changed that out, put it on there, hooked everything up, and we started. So we'll go ahead and start it, and it'll probably make a fool out of me, but got the gas turned on. And we'll go ahead and start it here. May choke it just a little bit. Let's see, always shake hands with the stick there. All right, keys on. Let's see if it'll start. So we're working. There's a little whew, it always does. They all do that, I think, but or most of them. But anyway, we run. It probably need to be run some. And but yeah, so that's been my predicament there. And like I said, I should have checked that carburetor to see if it was what it actually went to. But I figured, you know, free carburetor, I said that thing over to work. You know, who would have thought that it would have been for a smaller engine. But anyway, be sure to check the size of your carburetor to make sure. But that has been our problem. One of our problems the whole time is, like, why is the thing running out of gas? And that was it. Jet wasn't big enough. So, but anyway, thanks for watching. And like I say, that was the little problem I had. So now we got a little more pep, and as you've seen in the reel, either today or yesterday, whenever I get this video out, you'll see it running when I got it. I just installed the carburetor, so. But we should have some power now, or be able to run without running out of fuel. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later.